Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. You say hi, Rodney.
Hi, Rodney.
Oh, yeah, I see you on here, so maybe I can get my comments. Okay, I zeroed it in. When you jump on, say hi and let me know where you're watching from. And if you watch the replay, please hashtag replay. And I appreciate you being here. And if you don't mind sharing this out on your page, that would help me a lot. And
Who are you?
just appreciate it. I'm Crafting and Cruising. I'm Lisa Silent, Crafting and Cruising. Who are you?
I'm just the guy in the background.
Well, come around here and say hi.
Hello.
Okay, so first thing I was gonna do is show you guys a couple of things I got when I was out thrifting this weekend. I found some cool stuff. I've got to just quit buying stuff and start doing stuff with it, right? One is the project we're going to finish today, which was a cutting board. Actually, it wasn't a cutting board. It was a, what's that stuff in the cork board? Yeah. That you can hang. You can see the hanger on here, but we're going to finish it in a minute. I also got this cool cross. Very heavy. It's a wall hanging. I don't know what I'll do with it. I debated on whether or not to even get it, but I just thought it was so pretty. I have a wall of crosses in my home, but it's getting kind of full, so I don't know. I'm thinking about this. And then I also got this cool thing. No clue what it is, other than I guess at one point it was a little purse. I may have already shown y'all this. But I'm thinking that I'll either decoupage the outside and maybe do some black and white checks. Maybe on the ends. I would do black and white checks. Or do black and white checks on this. Touch up the gold and then maybe do checks on the end. I don't know. That's not something I'm in a big hurry to do, but at some point I can do that. I also got these cool napkins for fall because I'm getting ready to start some fall projects. Somebody's on, but I can't see who. I'm not getting oh, Kimberly. Hey, sister. She's on here, Rodney. So, here, you can move this if you don't mind. Today, we're going to finish this that I've started. This was cork board, and then this was just a brown wood. The wood was actually very pretty, but I almost hated to paint it, but I did. So, I have done the checks on the top. I've done the stripes on the side, and yes, I did carry them around, and I carried them to the inside because Debbie Rigg has drilled in us that you need to have it finished all the way around. Haven't done anything to the back yet. This was a Mackenzie Child's napkin that I decoupaged on. So what I'm gonna do, I'm frozen over here. I can't see comments. What I'm gonna do is I started already painting this in a little bit because when I decoupaged it on, it was the frog was a little bit light colored, and I have gone on and put the top coat of triple thick Enduraclear on it, which I think in this case dulled it down a little bit on the napkin. Now I had painted the board white, so that wasn't a problem, but the frog itself was not real bold to begin with, but I just think it needs a little more touch up on the frog before I bling it up. Kimberly, I used antique gold, titanium white, and then I used navy blue, but I put a lot of white with it and kind of drug it down. And then if you'll notice, I did the drags vertically here, but then on the side stripes I did horizontally. Is that the right way? I don't know, but that's what I did. So right now I'm going to be using Deco Art Americana Hauser Light Green, and I'm going to put a little bit of the Deco Art Americana Antique Gold on my plate and some of the Lamp Black on my plate for where I want to shade in some, because most of us rarely just use one color. From being a watercolor painter from way back when, as well as a acrylic painter, and then watching Debbie rig so much on Studio MDAZ, forgot to say do not disturb. You know, I've learned that you don't want to just use one color because it makes everything look flat. So in the case of the frog, he's already got color around him. Under his neck, he's a little bit darker because that's in a shadow area. The top of his head is a little bit in the shadow area. But then right here in the white area is where the light's hitting him. So there's not as much as there would be on a painting where you would really have to be careful about shading. Let me see if I can find a painting too. Well, since this one fell down on the wall, we'll just use this one for the example. So that rubber band in the center is really messing me up. The thing you have to remember is that dark recedes and white and light brings forward. So in the case of the elephants, I had to do something to make the division between the elephants, and clearly the baby is standing between these two. So you'll see that I shadowed this in darker, which brought this light part out and brought the baby elephant to the forward, and then pushed this one behind it a little bit. I did the same thing here next to this elephant's trunk. I shaded it a little bit darker so that now it's very clear that the baby is between these two elephants. If I had not done that, it would have just been very flat and nobody would have known, are they all three standing side by side? Is one a little bit back? Is one a little bit forward? Same thing on the rocks. If you can see down here, there's shadows, there's darker lines differentiating the rocks so that the dark pushes this rock back. The dark pushes this rock behind this one. So dark recedes, light brings forward. This whole thing's even coming out of the mat. So, same thing I want to do. It's fun to try 11 different colors. Hauser green is such a pretty green. Debbie had me add avocado. I should be looking at my comments over here. To get that moss green on the MC napkins. Love it. Good idea. I don't think I have avocado. I do have the other Hauser green, but I don't have avocado. So thank you, Kimberly. I used that one time as my Christmas card, and I had put separate, I had painted in watercolor separate little Santa hats and put on them so they could be removed and I could still use the painting and it not just be the card. So anyway, so what I'm going to do now, I've got my colors. I've just got a little bit on the plate, and right now I'm taking just this is a, I don't even know, it's a flat brush, probably from Michael's. Just wetting it a little bit. And I think since I've already done most of the frog already, I think I'm going to do some on the leaves up here because you can see there's white that almost looks like a drag on the leaves, and I don't like that. So I'm going to dip my brush. Actually, what I'm going to do is put my brush in the green and then add just a hint of black and mix them together, because it's a lot easier to add more green than it is, you can't take black away. So, and you kind of want variation of color. I'm going to dip in the yellow just a little bit, and then I'm going to brush down here, and I'm gonna blend. And that's the other thing that I learned a long time ago in art, or when I was taking watercolor classes, is that you have to blend. You don't want to see a stark line between the dark and the light. Can they see that? I wonder if they can see. I think they can. So you can see that I have light on the outside, darker toward the middle where the vein would be. But now the other side of this is darker. The whole thing is darker. So I'm going to go back into my paint, and I'm not going to add the yellow this time. I'm just going to use the green that I had mixed with black. It's hard for me to get over there. And I'm going to come down this side. And I'm just barely tapping it on. I'm not pushing the brush real hard. All I want to do is deepen the colors, because on these leaves I'm going to put diamond dust. And then I'm going to add some bling in the thing. Okay, this one over here has a whole lot of white on it too. So since that one is a darker, I'm going to put my brush down in the black and just add a little more black to make that green a little bit deeper. You can always add more green, but you can't take the black away. Okay, so actually that has a little bit of yellow at the top, so let me put a little bit of yellow right here. Well, that didn't show up yellow. I'll have to go back and add some. And you can always go back and add the light yellow. You could bring some white in and add it. As long as while the paint is still wet, you just blend colors. And that's what's so good about acrylic versus watercolor, is that acrylic is very forgiving. Watercolor is not as forgiving, especially if you have colors that are not transparent. I'm going to add just a little bit of yellow. Here, and blend it. A little yellow here, just to give it some dimension, because again, what we don't want is for it to look like that all these leaves have just been cut out and pasted on. Now these leaves up here are a lot lighter, but when I put diamond dust on them, they're going to be even more light. So I don't want them to not show up. So I'm going to go back and put a little of my light green and my, just barely tapping it in my yellow. I can't see over here. It keeps freezing up, so I can't really see the comments. Let's see. Got my yellow right here. Dip it in some more yellow. Blend, just like we women do with our makeup, our eyeshadow. You know, we gotta blend, blend, blend. You don't have a big line of demarcation between your upper lid and the crease. So, and if you think you have too much paint, then all you have to do is rinse your brush off real good, kind of dab it on your paper towel to get the excess water out, and then just blend. Blend, blend, blend. I think I'm going to do a little more yellow on his back, just a little more antique gold, just to make his back show up a little bit more, and then I'll blend a little of the green under it. Like this. Okay, so if you look close, you don't really see any real sharp lines. Even around that part I just did right through here, you see it's just blended out. I was going to touch up the flowers, but I think what I'm going to do It's great to mention, have you ever mixed acrylic paint with watercolors or set a cardinal sin with painters? I have not. I have done a watercolor background and then done acrylic on top of it, but I've not mixed the actual paints. So now what I think I'm going to do is before I add stickles, because stickles that I'm going to use kind of around the flowers and maybe a little bit in the frog take a little while to dry. And so you don't want to put your diamond dust on and have it get into your stickles. So I think what I'm going to do, you can help me decide. I don't know who else is on here. It shows there. Oh, Cindy. Hey, Cindy. Is on here.
Judith Hudson Carroll.
Judy. Hey, Judy. Thank you. You're so sweet. I'm thinking about diamond dusting the leaves and using stickles on the flowers. I do have 2 little bees, bling bees, that I was going to put, and I'll tell you why I was going to put one right here, because I have a boo-boo right there. Y'all, can you see it? I have a little white spot, and if I go in with white paint, even white chalk paint, it's not going to be the same color, and there's going to be an outline. So, cover up my boo-boo with a bee. So I'm going to do that right now. Also, I want to show you this. I found this stuff called E6000, which we all know about, but where's my card, Rodney? Oh, I had the card. Okay, this, I know it's backwards, E6000 Extreme Tack. Great for wood, paper, glass, blah, blah, blah. You make your own dots. So sometimes when E6000 glue is going to hold things on permanently, the hot melt glue will help it stick immediately, but the E6000 will make it permanent. So I just found this over there in my stash when I came in, and I went, whoa, that says dots. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay this down for a minute. I'm going to take this bee right here. I'm going to put some E6000 on a dot on each leaf, a little bit around the head, and just a little bit around the body. Then I'm going to take my hot glue, and I'm not going to put it on top of the E6000. Oh, yeah, I got too much.
Kimberly says stickles are the frosting.
They are, you're right, Kimberly.
And she just bought some of what you're using.
Oh, really? Now, I'm going to hold this down for a minute so that the hot melt glue will give it the immediate stick, and then the E6000 will help it stick permanently. I have one more that I thought about putting down here on the frog somewhere. On his leg or on his back.
His crown.
I think I'm gonna do. I had a crown that I was gonna glue over that, but then it'll show. So I think I'm gonna outline the crown in stickles. Whew. So where do y'all think I should put this other bee? I was kind of thinking down here on his leg. What do y'all think? Let's just try it and see. We can always take it off if you don't like it. Man, that glue is so stringy. Okay, so I'll put a dot of E6000 on each side and a little bit at the bottom. And maybe this time I can just use a dot of glue and not have a big chunk come out. I'm just going to do it on one wing, a dot of hot melt glue. And I'm putting my glue gun back in my glue caddy. Oops, I said the bad word. My glue caddy that my husband made. If you haven't seen it decorated up, here it is. I used a napkin. That's not cold. I used a napkin on both sides, and this was part of the same napkin on top. And then I did stripes. And that's it. So, if you are watching this, even on the replay, and you have one of the blue caddies, and you decorate it, please, please, please make sure you send or post in Craftin' and Cruisin' a picture of it, or send me an email to craftingcruise@gmail.com. Hey Sharon, and because I want to see them. A couple people have sent me. There's Kimberly's on here. She sent me hers. No, did she send me yours? No,
Kimberly
you didn't
did.
send me yours. No, Chris Hunter sent me hers. And Kimberly, did you send me yours? I can't remember. Okay, so here's what we have. Thank you, Kimberly. We have the 2Bs. What, Ronnie?
Kimberly said that turned out gorgeous.
Thank you. Okay, now I think what I'm going to do is diamond dust on the leaves. So, I'm actually going to pull my plate. See if you can get that top on, please. Over here close to me so I can dump the diamond dust off on here and save it. So the first thing for diamond dust is to put a little Mod Podge. Okay, Kimberly, send it to me. Oh! I'll look in the text. Did you send it text? I'll look in the text. Okay, I got a little Mod Podge. Now, I'm going to take... Oh, well, that brush just broke. Yeah, will you hand me a brush from over there that's kind of about this size? Sorry, y'all. Kind of a flat, if you can. Those are too big. Let me just use this one I was painting with. I'll use it. Okay. So, we're just going to put a thin coat of Mod Podge. We'll start with this leaf right here. Hope y'all can see what I'm doing on camera. Okay, so I've got a thin coat of Mod Podge. Now I'm going to sprinkle some diamond dust. Knock off the excess. Look. You see it? Now right now it looks a little bit cloudy. Until that Mod Podge dries, it's going to look cloudy. I just put the brush right back in my black painting. But once the Mod Podge dries, then it will be all clear and it will be so shiny and pretty. Then when we put the stickles on around the flowers, it'll make it even more shiny. Let me try to get all these done real quick so you guys can see. And then I'm trying to decide if I even want to put a bow on here. I got out some ribbon a while ago. I didn't like it. It does have this little leather strap that you can hang it on a hook. So let me go and put some on this one too real quick. So it doesn't necessarily have to have a bow. And sometimes we know more is more. And sometimes less is more. So I'll show you this raffia bow that I already had made. Just laying here and see what y'all think. See if I should put the raffia bow on there or not. Okay, sprinkle this on. All right, here you go. Blingy, blingy, blingy. I don't know why this is acting up. Thank you, Sharon. Okay, so I have those leaves done, and when they dry, they will be really pretty. I guess I should do the ones at the top, huh? And by shaking this off on a plate, I'm salvaging, I should say, my diamond dust. Not cheap. So I think I have all of that side done with the diamond dust. Now these over here are smaller. I've got a, can you get that glue string off my arm? It feels like a hair on my arm. It's stuck right here. Somebody should come up with a stringless hot glue. MacGyver. Because all of us crafters struggle with glue boogers, as somebody call them, going all over everywhere. It probably depends on the temperature of the glue and which kind you get to. Okay, so I've got all of those covered in Mod Podge. And now I've covered them in diamond dust. What do you think? You think it needs diamond dust anywhere else? Will you hang this, or do you have another? I don't have another plan for it except maybe sell it. I don't have room for everything, Kimberly. I'm gonna have to start trying to sell some stuff, and I'm trying to wait until I can get a Shopify store set up. I feel like the frog needs something. One thing I'm gonna do is put a little white dot in the center of his eye. He needs a white dot.
Tiny as the brushes.
Let me lay this down. Actually, I just need the end of a brush. Tiny, tiny brush. If I don't think I can get this undone. What? Do I have another white up here? Let me just use this white acrylic right here. This will be fun. Except it's not open yet. Okay, I got it. Let's put a teeny tiny, if you don't know this trick, I think it's the best way to make polka dots or things like an eyeball, is dip the end of a tiny brush in paint, dab it off on something, and barely, because this eye is little, I'm barely gonna touch it. Actually kind of big, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm thinking, thank you, Judy. So do y'all think it needs anything else on the frog? Does it need diamond dust? Like in the white area? Do I need to put some black and white small checks on his back? I'm gonna do the stickles and the flowers, and I'm gonna use diamond, I think it is, yeah, stickles on the crown. I still may go back and glue a gold crown on top of it, but I pulled one out and laid it on there, and I didn't love it. Let me go on and see if I can do the stickles around the crown and see. Okay, this is going to be hard to see. I'll hold it up close after I get it on here. But Stickles is really glitter glue, and I know there's lots of different brands of glitter glue out there, but this is very pigmented with glitter, and it's easy to use. It's got a small little nozzle on the end of it, so you can make really fine lines. And I just think overall it gives a better look. Plus, who wants to fool with you putting glue down first and then sprinkling glitter and getting it everywhere? I'll tell y'all a funny story. At our church, there's a senior adult group. There was. We haven't done much since COVID. Okay, can you all see? Stickles on the crown. And when it dries, I think that'll be enough. If not, I'll go back and add some gold. Okay, so the senior adult group at our church was going to have a, hey Vic, oh, you're traveling? Where are you going? Was going to have a costume party for Christmas one year. and a Halloween cookout. So they challenged all of us seniors to dress up. A lot of them did, some of them didn't, but of course Rodney and I did. He dressed up like a pirate, and man, did he look like a pirate. A bona fide, for real pirate.
Arr.
Arr, baby. And I dressed up like Dolly Parton. So I went to the Goodwill and I found a long, kind of a deep navy blue, sparkly formal that had tons of glitter on it. And then I blew up balloons and put in my chest. I ordered a Dolly Parton wig off of Amazon. I had my makeup on thick. I had false eyelashes on. And I bought some heels at the Goodwill, literally like that tall. That was a health risk, but I did it anyway. So we go to this couple's house and we have dinner upstairs, and then we go downstairs and we play games. And you know, I'm sitting one place and then the other, and Rodney and I won the costume test. The costume contest, which was good. But the next day, the couple that owned the house, Pam and Terry, came into church and said, "You don't understand how much time we spent trying to clean up the glitter in our house that came off of your dress." And then a few months later, they said, "We are still cleaning up glitter from your Dolly Parton dress." So, some husbands that I know of, not mine necessarily, but I know of somebody that her husband can't stand glitter. So she has to kind of hide it from him or not allow him in her studio when she's using glitter. So with stickles, you don't have to worry about that, because the stickles, the glitter's infused into the glue and it works perfect. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, my favorite color stickles is called Mercury Glass. This is the color. It's made. These stickles are made by Ranger. I get them on Amazon, but I think I saw some of them the other day in Michael's. They don't have some of the colors I like. Really, I use diamond like I used a while ago. I use Mercury Glass, and I'll use Glisten. Those are the main ones I use. I do have a, this is actually Glisten. Then I have, you know, some of these don't have colors on them, but I got some red the other day to do on a project. I got black to outline some things. So they do have lots of colors. Vic, you need to call me back later so I'm finished telling you that story from last night. Okay, so I'm going to use Mercury Glass. And what I'm going to do first is go right in the center of this orange daisy or whatever it is and kind of outline it. And I think, what do you think? Should I outline the whole flower? Or, I think just right there. I could do the whole stem. I could do down the dark part of the stem. Or I could outline the whole flower. Can you see that color? That Mercury Glass is really pretty. And on the other one, I was going to use diamond, I think, or Glisten on this flower down here because it's lighter. You don't think so, Judy? You wouldn't do any of it, like the stem or the flower or anything? I just feel like that one little part, maybe if I take diamond and put in this white part of the flower so it at least has a little more oomph. Well, guess who's about out of diamond stickles? Hey, Shelly. What you doing, girl? Okay, so now I put the diamond in there with the Mercury Glass. Shelly, Kimberly, what do y'all think I should do? Should I outline this orange with mercury glass around the edge, or maybe just put some mercury glass down the dark part of the stem. It needs something, don't you think? Help me out, girls. Help me out.
Do it down the light part of the stem.
The light part of the stem?
That's where the light's shining.
Ronnie says the light part of, yeah, but it's a dark, that mercury glass
Oh.
is dark color. See that
Okay.
center?
Yeah, do it on the dark then.
Kimberly, Shelly, my crafting sisters, I need you. What do y'all think? While you're deciding, I'm going to go down here on this white flower. I think I'm actually going to use mercury glass in the center of it too. You can still see some of the green coming through, but I like mercury glass on it. And now I'm going to take, oops, I think this one is diamond. No, this one's glisten, I think. And I'm going to at least go around the inside part of it. Y'all, it's so pretty because it just makes, instead of just having that white on there, it makes it really pop. And when you look at this from a distance, you're not going to see all these colors if you don't have something to make it pop. Now, this flower has a whole lot of white on it. So I may not want to put it everywhere, but on these white parts on the inside, y'all see what I'm doing? I think I'm going to, doing this upside down is interesting. I see how Debbie sometimes feels.
Vicki Anderson said use it as a highlight on the petals, but I don't know if that was the other flower or this one.
Ah, that's a good idea. Highlight on the petals. Are you
Kim-
talking about the orange one or the pink one, Vic?
And Kimberly said the center.
The center. Yeah, I did
you've
the
already
center in mercury glass. But do you think if I took this same color and went around the outside of the petals to make that pop? I mean, really the focus I think should be on the frog. So if I'm going to put more bling on the flowers, then I feel like I need to put something else on the frog, which I really think anyway. On the orange, Vicky said. So outline the orange. Is that what she said?
The tips of the orange.
Just around the, oh, just the tips, not all the way
Yeah,
around,
just
Vicky?
do
Are you saying just the very tips or all the, or outline?
Let's start with the tips.
Use it as a highlight on the petals. Kimberly said the center. Okay, I've got it in the center. Should I just leave the flowers like they are and not outline them? Waiting. Need help. Tips, Vicky said. Oh, okay, so let me go in and do some tips of the orange. Oh, I see some black I got. I should have put that other bee on this orange flower right here because I see a piece of black.
It's not black, that's a ladybug.
Huh. Is that what you're talking about, Vicky? Just the tips? That frog is cute. Is that what you mean, Vic? I don't think I like that. If I'm going to do it, I think I need to do all around the edge. I know what. Let me do a few and see what y'all think. I can wipe it off if you don't like it. I'm just going to quickly, I know you can't see, but I'm just going to quickly do, and I can always wipe it off. Alright, there's a few done. Outlining. What do you think? Is that blurry? Just look on your screen, see if it's blurry. Can you see that?
It's not up yet.
What do you think? Bring it down just a little. That better? You would leave it as is, Kimberly, and not put the outline? Okay. So that means that I'll just have stickles in the center of the flowers in the white parts. Okay, good. I think the frog is your focal point. You're right, Judy, it is the focal point. Now, do y'all have any suggestions of anything else to do on the frog to make him really pop?
Diamond dust.
I could put diamond dust on him, but I'm kind of all over him. Rodney says diamond dust. Yes, I think it takes away from the frog to outline the flowers. Okay. So, Kimberly, how do you feel about diamond dust on the frog? Maybe just the frog and not the leg with the flipper on it? I did paint it to be darker, so if I used diamond dust on it, hopefully the green would show through and the yellow. So I could do that. I put stickles on that crown, if y'all can see the stickles, and you can see the diamond dust on the leaves starting to show a little better.
If you're going to do the frog, I would just do select areas first, like all the dark greens or all the shadows or something, instead of the whole thing.
Maybe small, do green on frog's back.
Do the green on his back.
So just do the, are you talking about the diamond dust, Judy? Is that what you're talking about? Kimberly, Vicky, y'all got any suggestions? Yes, that would be cute. Diamond dust the frog. Judy said dots. All right, let's put a little, where's my Mod Podge plate? Oh. Let's put a little Mod Podge on his back. And see if we like it before we put more on. I don't want it to get my stickers. Now, do we need all of him done? All of him except the yellow and black? What do y'all think? Is the white where the sun is shining? Kind of, Vicky, but if you'll notice on here, there's not just a lot of shadows on here like we learned to do in watercolor painting. So, but yes, I would say that that's where the lightest part is, where the light would be shining.
A lot of frogs have white bellies.
Huh?
A lot of frogs have white bellies.
A lot of frogs do have white bellies? Okay. Rodney says a lot of frogs have white bellies. So do y'all think the whole frog, I don't want to do the black and yellow. I think that needs to stay as is. But do y'all think the rest of the frog needs to be diamond dusted like this part? Kind of see it glisten. Those leaves are really glistening. Y'all see it in there. What do y'all think? Am I gonna have to make an executive decision without y'all telling me what to do? Is Shelly Stackland still on here? Shelly, are you still on here? Kimberly, are you still on? What do you think I should do about the diamond dust on the frog? I'll wait another few seconds and I'm just gonna do something.
Got the dots, somebody said.
Okay. How about if I put it everywhere but the white? Put it on the green and yellow.
You have to be careful around his eye because it's wet.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's do And I'm just putting a thin coat of Mod Podge. First of all, you don't need a lot. And second of all, if you put too much, then it clumps up. The diamond dust will clump up and it won't look pretty. That's another thing we learned from Debbie, for you guys that may be doing some napkin Mod Podging. You know, we've kind of always thought that you were supposed to use a lot of Mod Podge to make sure that your napkin sticks. Well, now we know better. So, you need just a thin coat of Mod Podge before you put a napkin down. And then you need to put your napkin down gradually, preferably with like a baggie over your hand to help smooth out the wrinkles. However, I'm fixing to start trying to use the iron method because I think that helps a lot with keeping there from being wrinkles. Alright, I'm going to put some diamond dust on here. Try not to get it in the stickles. Now, if y'all don't know, diamond dust is just small little shards of glass, so it's very sharp. If it sticks in, you gotta be real careful. Alright, tell me. Somebody tell me something. What do you think, Rodden?
Looks better.
Kimberly, diamond dust, the dark part of the frog. Now you tell me, sister.
That's what we did.
Well, actually, we covered the whole frog, except for the white.
That's the dark part.
Well, but some of it's darker than others. Alright, so I'm going to sit back, show you what it looks like now. The stickles are still drying, of course. It'll take them probably overnight to really be dry. That's the only bad thing about stickles, is that it takes them a long time
And
to
the
dry.
diamond dust will get a little brighter too once
And the
white
diamond
glue.
dust will get, the colors will pop more under the diamond dust as the Mod Podge dries. So, and you know, Mod Podge comes in matte, comes in gloss, comes in Mod Podge for fabric, Mod Podge for glass. So, anywho, I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with this little boo-boo right there. I should have put the other bee right there. And I may still add another one. I don't hurt to have another one. Okay, so it has this already on it to hang it up. Of course, you could always put a sawtooth picture hanger on the back if you wanted to. You could prop it on an easel. I do have some Mackenzie Childs ribbon in the house that I could try to make a bow out of. This was just one that was laying on my desk that's raffia that I could put right here and trim it down some. I just don't know if it needs a bow. What do y'all think? Bow? No bow. And anything else you would suggest I'll put on here, because if you don't, I'm going to call it done. What is it, Vicki, that our art teacher said? Simo. Sign and move on. Simo. So I'm going to Simo it on the back unless somebody says, yeah, you should add a bow or you should add more bling. Ladybug over the boo-boo. That's a good idea. I don't have any ladybug. I don't have any ladybug bling, but I bet I could find something.
I bet you could draw one.
Even if it's a sticker. I could. Yeah, I could paint one on. That's a good idea, Vicky. Ladybug. I like that. Ladybug over the boo-boo. Okay, so, bow, no bow. Let's take a bow. All in favor of a bow? Type I. We'll do this. I think it looks great. Thank you, Vicky. All opposed? Type no. Kimberly, there's a lag on my comments. Do you have a small, totally dazzled dragonfly to put on the flower? I love the raffia. Really? You do? Well, I'll tell you what. Raffia is easy to take back off. So, could you put this diamond dust maybe back in here for me? Let's try to fluff this up a little bit so it's not so flat. And we can trim some of these long pieces off. This looks like a spider leg. Okay. Let me hot melt glue this on. If we don't like it, we'll take it back off. Worst that can happen is it pulls a little bit of the check off and I have to go back in and touch up on the check. Let me hold it there for a minute while it dries. And then I'll trim it up some more. Alright, what do y'all think? You like that? Makes it look a little more fallish, doesn't it? Which I kind of think the whole thing looks fallish because of the flowers. Vicky says no bow. Kimberly says raffia. Alright, Kimberly, now that it's on there, what do you think? Could still trim it up a little bit more. I don't like that piece sticking out. You like it, Vic, with the bow, with the raffia? Kimberly, what do you think? I'm waiting on the lag. This was fun, y'all. I love doing decoupaging with napkins. And there's so many cool things out there. Kimberly says cute, so I guess you like the bow. Okay. Well, then I'm going to figure out somehow a way to do a ladybug like Vicky suggested. I might have to paint one on because I don't think I have a bling ladybug. But I could find one. But so I put that on, and then I guess I'm going to move on. And one of these days, one of my crafting friends that I follow has agreed to help me set up a Shopify store. So oh, I know what else I was going to ask. I'm going to do that, and then I might be able to sell some stuff. All right, y'all tell me about this now. I think I know what you're going to say. Here, Ronnie, you want to put tops on these for me? Okay, I have this bling that I thought about putting on the inside, right up against, let me hold it in here for a minute, show you, up against the edge, all the way around, just so that edge would be finished. Kind of frame it out. Just a single row. Do you like that, or do you think it should just stay as is? I would just use some of that E6000 dot glue that I got and put that on it, and then periodically put some hot melt glue on it and just glue it all the way around as a border. So do you think that adds anything or not? Yes, I love that, Kimberly says. I think it kind of borders it out, don't you? I like it. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that on the live because that would be boring for y'all to just sit there and watch me glue that on. But I will post a picture of it on Crafting and Cruising when I get through putting the border on, and when I get through doing something about a ladybug. So I'm going to try to finish that tonight and post a picture. And thank y'all for being here and for your support and for answering questions and helping me out. And you still have a chance to spread the joy. Don't use the SHARE word. Spread the joy and invite others to come by putting it on your page. And maybe, what is tomorrow? Thursday?
Friday.
Maybe I'll be, tomorrow's Friday?
Voted today.
Oh, tomorrow is Friday. Maybe I'll be on tomorrow, maybe not. I have to work on my Check Savvy Sisterhood apron for the contest. which I still don't know when the contest is over yet. And I've heard that different things, but I've got to work on that. I can't show y'all that till the contest happens, but so I still have to work on that. I can't really do that on a live, but wasn't there something else I was working on?
Yeah, that round platter with the platter and a platter.
Oh yes, I have a round platter that I've decoupaged a napkin on. It's in the house, and I checked the outside of the silver platter that it fits on. Love you too, Judy. Thank you for coming on. But I didn't like the color, so I'm gonna have to mix a color to go in it. So maybe I'll come. I may come on tomorrow and do that because a lot of that's already done, and I don't want y'all to have to stay on for a long time. Some people don't mind staying on for a long time, but some people do. So I know Kimberly 1 month, San Diego bound, girl. Did you ever talk to Diana? Let me know what you decided about that and about the other girl from Texas. So I will talk to y'all later. I love you, and I appreciate you getting on and watching. Bye-bye.